Hey Adventure Seekers, it's January 26, 2019. It's a balmy 3 below zero here in Oakdale, Minnesota. Today, we're gonna make some turkey jerky. Hey Adventure Seekers, it's been a long time since I put out a video, and all I can say is life happens, and I've been busy with family stuff, with the holidays, and I've been working on trying to get my fantasy book published, and it's real close, so that's where I've been spending my time. I also like to talk about food prep and just prepping for any type of an emergency. Unfortunately, social media has kind of distorted what that means, and when people hear that you're prepping or you're a prepper, it doesn't mean the apocalypse is coming. It simply means that maybe you're getting ready for any type of disaster that can happen. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of people, if something does happen, they go to the food shelves or the grocery stores and there's nothing left, and that can happen real quick. You'd be surprised. So I suggest that everyone does a little bit of this. You know, something else I'd like to mention is, not only for yourself, but if we have very little family members, it doesn't hurt to think about them too, and to have something set up for them in case something bad happens. With that said, today's episode, we're gonna make some turkey jerky. I've got some hiking trips coming up, and I wanna kinda prepare for that and replenish my stock. So let's get our gear on and go make some turkey jerky. This is going to be a custom recipe today. I'm trying for the first time. I'm going to use my regular curing agents and my seasoning, but I'm going to add some barbecue sauce to the mixture and probably just subtract some of the water measurements that are asked for in this recipe. We have some ground turkey, 93% lean, and 7% fat by Jennie-O, and also Kirkwood ground turkey, 85% lean, 15% fat. So this is the 2.25 pounds, and this is the 1 pound. I'm gonna do 7 pounds total. I like to take my mixture and mix it all together in the solution. So the curing agent, the spices, and the barbecue sauce all goes in the container first, and I mix it really well before I marinate it and mix it into the meat. In the past, I've taken salt and the curing agent and mixed it into the meat, and I was really never sure if I got it mixed in well enough. This pretty much ensures that it's distributed evenly throughout. So I have 2 batches here of about 3.5 pounds each, and so I have my marinade made up for 2 of these. The other thing, I always wear gloves. It's just a courtesy thing. After the jerky is marinated overnight, then before I put it into the jerky shooter, I'll make sure that I mix it really good one more time. my dehydrators, I have the Cabela dehydrator, and it's a good machine. It works really well. The only thing I don't like about the Cabelas is the trays are real tight. The engineers could have, gave that a little bit more spread on that. So some of them are tight, some aren't. The other food dehydrator I have is the Lem, and this is a great food dehydrator. Tray slide in and out really nice. They both work really good. I guess if I had my choice of a new food dehydrator, I would go with the metal trays. Number one, I just really don't trust the heat and the plastic together. I think that a metal tray is a lot better, so that'd be my next choice. I don't think it's a deal breaker, but my next one is gonna have some nice metal trays. I'm using the Food Saver bags. I see a lot of people out there trying to use a cheaper bag, but I just don't trust the seals on those bags. And since I've done a lot of the jerky, I want to make sure I can pack it and have it safe for at least a year. And also there's another trick to double sealing these, where you take and seal it in the bag and then use the canister and vacuum seal the canister. I figured out like what I need for the bag that'll hold, if you decide, I have 5 sticks now, and if you decide to do less, then you can go with a smaller bag if you want to do more. But there is a limit, because when you put the lid down, if your food is too full, you won't be able to seal that edge, because there's a vacuum chamber that runs around, and that's what's drawing the air from the cut end of the bag. I hope I explained that well enough. So I end up cutting all the bags I need for the jerky, and I'm going to seal one end of all these bags. Sometimes I'll double seal them just to make sure that I got a double seal on each bag. Here. And it's clear here, this is the sealing strip that's on this edge, and then up above it, this is that vacuum chamber I was talking about. So the open part of the bag goes across here, but for the first seal, I'm just going to seal the edge and leave a little bit of room. Once you lock this down, you want to select whether you want it moist or dry. I put it on moist because the jerky is moist. Then I'll just seal that end versus a vacuum and seal, because I'm just sealing the one end right now. And the light will go off once that is complete. And it's off. So now if I unlock this and lift this, the one edge is sealed already. You can see that. That's what's nice about these textured bags, is you really can see there's no air gaps in that seal. You can see that it clearly got that seal all the way across the bag. So now I have to make sure that cut edge is over the vacuum part of this machine. So now I'm going to just kind of line it up. Set this down and support the food. Lower this. Now I'm going to make sure it's still on moist. I don't know why it resets itself, but I always have to put it back on moist. And now hit vacuum and seal. And you're going to listen for this, because as it's pulling out all the air, if it is over that sealed part correctly, you'll hear a high pitch in the vacuum pump. This is a good example of, I don't have this bag completely over that vacuum area, so now I'm going to shut it off and realign it. Try it again. There it is. Now it gets that real high pitch. That means that the pump's pulled everything out of it, hits the limit switch and shuts off, and then the sealer kicks in. The sealer light will go off once the bag's done. So this is where I'm talking about that you can do another seal just as a safety line. So now you're not going to vacuum seal it, because you just want to add an extra seal. So I'm just going to hit the seal button. double seal on that. Okay, here's something else I like to do. I like to take and double pack my jerky. So after I've bag sealed it, I know I'm not going to be into it for a while, so I'll put it in the mason jar and use the sealing lid for jar.
You will clearly know your jar is sealed by the indicator seal on the lid.
There we have it, 7 pounds of hickory smoked turkey jerky. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and please hit the subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. And hey, thanks for watching.